Away and running. Slow to go is Lady Liberty Bell. Good speed from Cattiva Ragazzo today. Overspent is right there attracting second, and Boyd's Band is in a handy third place position early on. Lady Liberty Bell was a touch slow when the starter sprung the latch, and Skylar's brother also had a lackluster start. So that's the first furlong and a half, and the lead belongs to Cattiva Ragazzo. Does it nicely and shows it by one. Overspent is right there tracking his speed every step of the way, and a hustled third is Boyd's Band. Now Lady Liberty Bell is right there in that fourth place position trying to land third, and Skylar's brothers last past the 5/16. So Cattiva Ragazzo still calls the shots. Overspent has continued to hound this leader every step of the way, and these two face off at the 3/16 pole. Cattiva Ragazzo lets it out a notch and leads by almost two. Overspent is chased throughout and not making a winning impression. A good battle for third between Boyd's Band and Lady Liberty Bell, but in the concluding stages at 9-5, Cattiva Ragazzo made a dazzling first impression today to beat Overspent, Lady Liberty Bell, and Boyd's Band. Away and running. June Jumper tossed the head when the starter said go, and Stylish Anna is showing that speed. Win Dixie running is right there too, and the pace is quick, and Nami's a nice and settled third. Survival Rose is a tracking fourth, and No More Diamonds is deep on the track, and Dune Jumper's in between rivals, and Lady Lancer was the one who was toey prior to the start. So Stylish then has that speed on display, and she leads by a length and a half, tracked intently by Win Dixie Ronnie, and on the outside, Nami stacks him up three across the course with 3 furlongs to go. Survival Rose is bridging that divide under the whip in that fourth place position, and Dune Jumper battles No More Diamonds, and last of all is Lady Lancer. Win Dixie Ronnie now kicks for the money as Stylish Anna faded badly at the top of the stretch. Win Dixie Ronnie kicks for home and leads by 2 open lengths. Now Nami takes up the chase, and second is the only threat. Now battling for third is Survival Rose along with No More Diamonds. Inside the concluding stages at 5-2, Win Dixie Ronnie is nicely clear. Win Dixie Ronnie has won it. Second is a photo that will go to Survival Rose over Nami, and No More Diamonds was fourth. Away and running. A bit of a tangled start for downtown Katy. Smooth as silk for the favorite Source. Rail speed from Tiki Bar, and Leafy is right there too. Deep on the track is Precious Avery to stack him up across the course, and those first 4 one length clear. Joy and Prosperity in the green cap is in mid-flight along with Heron Bay. Blonde Samaritans caught a little deep with Boardwalk Fries, and downtown Katy had a horrible start. Up and around the first turn they go. Precious Avery from that outside barrier has a nice and relaxed lead today of almost 2, passing the 6 furlong pole. Sources right there at 2-1, the second choice when everything was said and done. And Tiki Bar the favorites on hold despite an inside trip in third. Leafy teams up with that rival in fourth, and Heron Bay has no excuses from fifth. Joy and Prosperity is wide at joint sixth. Now Blonde Samaritans picked off a couple of rivals including Boardwalk Fries, and still downtown Katy is last of all. Half mile out before they greet the judges, and Precious Avery continues to show the way, and with 3.5 furlongs to go, she leads by 2 expanding lengths. Source is right there on hold in second, and so is Tiki Bar. Now Leafy starts to try to pick them off one by one. Here comes Joy and Prosperity deep on the track. Heron Bay's had a tough trip so far. Here's the quarter pole for Precious Avery. Wanted the prices at 4-1, turns first. And it's Precious Avery trying to hold this through for another 3/16 of a mile. Sources all kinds of space up the inside and it's closing in. Tiki Bar's in the hunt. Closing from out of the clouds is Blonde Samaritan. Here's Source trying to scamper on through, trying to get past Precious Avery. Precious Avery still leading close to the finish. Blonde Samaritan flying late. Precious Avery has won it. Over a 30-1 Blonde Samaritan, then Tiki Bar and Source Weekend late. Lugate. Away and running. Good speed too from the outside from Lino and me, but they quickly descend on that rival. There goes Derby Effort and Excel. Those are the first two upon exiting the chute, and Uptown Miss is right there battling two. Sweet and Feisty holding third, and Rose's Wish is mid-pack in fifth. Princess Me is a tracking sixth with So Chill, and last of all is Lino and me. So the early speed belongs to Derby Effort with 4 furlongs to go, and leads by one tight length. Excel is right there under a loose rein to keep up in second, and Sweet and Feisty is feisty indeed, and she loops up on the far outside. So Sweet and Feisty puts that nose in front. Derby Effort tries to counter that attack. XL is right there in the thick of it too, and Uptown Miss comes under a drive. Rose's Wish is catching the eye, but is very deep on the track, and Lino and Me is winding up from out of the clouds and is going very wide, but has all this sweet momentum. And here comes Lino and Me in no man's land. From worst to first in a blink of an eye, this is a sensational performance today. Uptown Miss has no response, and Excel is a distant third, but Lino and Me at 9-2 gave a devastatingly performance today. Lino and Me has won it, Uptown Miss second, Excel third, and Rose's Wish was fourth. They're at the post. Away and running. Nice even start. Sal's Blue Jacket breaks sharp, but so does Well Into, and those two dispute it as they link up with the course proper. Princess Javonica came away a handy third, and Broadway Boogie teams up with that rival for that third place check. My Thoughts protects the rail position. Bramble Bay gets over sweetly. In front of There Are No Rules and Ragtime Bell, and last of all is Go Big Green. Around this first turn they go, and Well Into sets the tone, and it's a very soft pace too, and leads by one. Sal's Blue Jacket is right there, chasing the speed in second, and there's a gap of two back to Broadway Boogie, who's on hold in that third place position. Princess Javonica is in a very tight spot as they enter the back of the track run. My Thoughts is right there in a position to challenge in that fifth place spot. Bramble Bay's out deep, There Are No Rules, rides that rail and closes it nicely in front of Ragtime Bell, and the one who's tailed off badly is the two, Go Big Green, down to the 3.5, and Well Into continues to make play. Shows the way 3/4 of a length. Sal's Blue Jacket has been that shadow every step of the way. Broadway Boogie is out deep on the track. Princess Javonica continues to creep closer, just needs the out. And up the inside, There Are are no rules starts to gather momentum. Still plenty of chances past the quarter pole. Well into calls the shot. Sal's Blue Jacket presses the button. 3 wide is Broadway Boogie and they turn for home. Well into is facing a mountain of challengers, but still leads by 1. Princess Javonica bridging that divide ever so slowly, and Princess Javonica swoops to the front. Princess Javonica rolls away. Princess Javonica has won it. Over well into show photo between There Are No Rules and Broadway Boogie. They're all set. Away and running. Good speed on the outside from Spike Zone today. Jackman protects the rail, and these two are 1-2. And Captain Quint came away a handy third. Up the inside, Chief Ron tracks the joint fourth with Holy Synchronicity and Synthesis as a part of that three-pronged battle for fourth. Past the 4.5 furlong pole, and Spike Zone nice and relaxed today and shows the way by 2. Jackman not traveling well at the moment, needs to settle in that second place position, and Captain Quint is a little wide for the far turn run. Chief Ron is 3 deep but starts to advance along with Holy Synchronicity, and Synthesis whips him in. Around the bend at the 5/16 pole, 1-9's the number on Spike Zone today, and shows a confident 2-length lead. Chief Ron is emerging from out of the crowd, battling for second, and up the inside is Jackman as they turn for home. Spike Zone cuts and runs to the 3/16 and has opened up a daylight lead. Jackman finally finding its stride, and Chief Ron loomed and flattened out, but the public was all over this one today. Spike Zone pulled away from the competition, and Spike Zone won for fun over Chief Ron, Jackman, and Captain Quint. Away and running. Good speed on the inside from Smithwick Spice. Also, Coronova showing good early toe, and the rail belongs to Grouch. Riccio is sensing a slower pace and tries to get closer along with Mission Man. The Calora Kid is going to be caught 6 paths deep, and April Fool's Andy is last of all. So in a no-pace race, it's Smithwick Spice race to hold as they pass the 6 furlong pole and shows the way by 3/4 of a length. Coronova is right there chasing in second, and the Calora Kids had a wide trip in third. And Riccio has no excuses in those yellow blinkers in fourth and is climbing hard under Angel's hands. Grouch continues to enjoy great trip up the inside, now lands fourth in front of Mission Man and April Fool's Andy. It's a compact field as they pass the 4 furlong pole. Smithwick Spice is the leader, and it's 3/4 of a length. Coronova right there chasing the speed, and the Calora Kid is sent now. The Calora Kid raises the stakes to Smithwick Spice, and they sprint past the 3 furlong pole. Coronova's right there in a position to challenge along with Riccio, and the rail belongs to Grouch. Around the bend, and the pace tug-of-war continues. Smithwick Spice is trying to repel the challenge of the Calora Kid, and the back markers are closing in, including April Fool's Andy, who has the blue cap. They turn for home. Smithwick Spice under massive attack. attack. And here comes the split from Riccio. April Fool's Andy's deep on the track. Smithwick Spice is still giving plenty. April Fool's Andy getting closer, but time's up. Smithwick Spice has won it over April Fool's Andy, Riccio, and Grouch. Away and running. Good speed on the outside from Gran Razzo, but quicker than that is Let It Rideness and Wesley Thomas. The rail speed of Divine Flame Away and Big Tone C is right there too, so those are the first four, and they tear it up going down the back of the track, and Gran Razzo tracks in fifth. I Had Enough rides the rail in sixth in front of three rivals, which includes No Walk in the Park, Russian Hammer, and Net Worth is last of all. They swing the side, and Wesley Thomas emerges from that four-pronged battle with a length and a half lead. Big Tone C is right there on the chase in second as they round the far turn with 5/16 to go. Wesley Thomas leads, but now the other markers are closing in. Let It Rideness is lurking right behind the both of them. Big Tone C was in a tight spot trying to squeeze on through. Multiple chances as they turn for home. Wesley Thomas is the first one to cut for the money, but the onslaught of challengers are closing in. Gran Razzo's right there in the thick of it too. And here comes Russian Hammer, and deep on the track, No Walk in the Park. 100 yards to go. Wesley Thomas unwavering. Gran Razzo surging on past. Gran Razzo at 10-1 has won it to beat Wesley Thomas, Russian Hammer, and No Walk in the Park.